Hi, I'm Dobby, but you can call me Dabz.
Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun.
So today I'm reviewing Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. So this book was a book that I'd seen a lot on social media and TikTok, and a lot of people said that they really enjoyed it on TikTok, like book talk. So I had kind of like high expectations for this book. But this book, it's about this girl named Liz, and Liz, she's an expert in all things rom-coms. She loves watching rom-coms. She kind of spends her life waiting for her own rom-com to begin. So when her childhood crush Michael Young moves back into town just a couple weeks before her senior prom, she feels like this is perfect, like this is what I've been waiting for. And she gets desperate and she befriends her childhood friend, Wes Bennett. And Wes, basically, he'll do anything to get under Liz's skin. Since they were kids, he would like pull pranks on her. Even now that they're high school students, he ruins her chances at getting this parking spot. He has kind of always been a pain to Liz, but Liz kind of has to work with him in order to get Michael. But in working with him, Liz starts to see Wes in a different light. She starts to see the kind of person that he truly is, and she kind of rethinks who and what her happily ever after truly is. So the first thing I want to say about this book is that the book was so incredibly easy to read. I read it in a couple days. I found myself getting through it like very quickly. It was such a like the dialogue and the words that were used, they were all very easy. It was such a feel-good like romance book, I guess, when you need something kind of lighter to read. There were times where the dialogue and the way that things were written felt a little cringy to me, especially at first when I was first starting the book. It was kind of like a shock. I was like, oh, this is kind of like embarrassing and cringy. I think with time I got used to it. I think in the beginning maybe it was a shock to me because I had been used to reading like other kinds of books for a while. Like I don't remember what the last book I read was, but it definitely wasn't like a YA contemporary romance. So I think maybe getting back into that, I was like a little bit like I forgot how those were written, but I don't know. It just seemed a little bit cringy to me at first. No, it doesn't. It doesn't get better, but you get used to it. I think. So I love when I understand references that are made in books, and this book has a lot of references. Each chapter starts with a quote from a rom-com. One of the ones, my favorite movie ever is called 10 Things I Hate About You, and there were two different little references to 10 Things I Hate About You. There was also How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days was in there. Bridget Jones's Diary was in there. I think Notting Hill might have been in here. Oh, When Harry Met Sally was in here. So like each chapter starts with a little quote, and it tells you, it kind of gives you a little sneak peek of what the chapter is going to be about, which I thought was really cute. I liked it a lot. I thought that the quotes matched up really well to the chapter, and I liked how the author kind of added that as like a little thing. They also mentioned a little bit of like pop culture and a lot of music, and I thought that was also really cute. Knowing some of the songs going into the book made it more fun to read, so I thought that was cute. So the main character, I had like mixed feelings about her because I did find myself rooting for her, and I didn't hate her character, but she was kind of annoying. She was like your typical like I'm not like other girls trope in like a exaggerated way. She's like, I work at a bookstore and I like to wear things that like no one wears. I don't know, just like the way that she was written was very I'm not like other girls, and that was a little bit annoying to me. And also she like lied all the time to her friends, which like and just like it wasn't necessary. And I understand like the book has to go like that to have some conflict, but it just seemed like the miscommunication was unnecessary to me. And I'll talk about that a little bit later too, but I don't know, I just didn't like it. But there were other characters that I loved, especially one of the main characters, Wes Bennett. I thought he was so lovable. I thought the book did a really good job of making us as readers shift our perception of him as Liz shifted her perception of him. I thought that he was well written. I thought that he was just a likable character, like you understood why Liz liked him. I also thought that there were some side characters that I also enjoyed reading about. Wes had like these two friends, Noah and Adam. We didn't get to know them super well, but I thought they were very charming, and I thought they were funny, and I liked them as characters. And I also thought Liz's stepmom, Helena, although she was like a copy and paste of Lorelai Gilmore, and like the book literally says that, she's like a blonde Lorelai Gilmore, I liked her too. It was very obvious that she was going for that kind of vibe. but I still liked her. I honestly didn't find myself caring too much about Liz and her best friend Jocelyn's friendship. I felt like it seemed like they both didn't care enough about each other to communicate with each other, and it was a little weird. Plus, like, Jocelyn as a character wasn't very fleshed out, and like she didn't have much depth to her. And I get it because the main characters are supposed to be Liz and Wes, so those characters were the most like had depth to them. But I just wish that we got to see more of who Jocelyn really was. I thought that the romance in this book itself was really great. I personally thought that it was really cute. The characters did have chemistry, in my opinion. I liked their banter. Even when it was a little weird, like cringy at times, I still thought it was cute. I enjoyed the tropes in the book. There were a lot of very typical tropes in this book, but I thought that they were done fairly well, and I thought they were done in a way that was enjoyable. I thought that the end of this book was also a little weird. It was almost like all of the conflicts that she had were just solved like one after another. And I understand like that's what needed to happen for the book to like end, but it just seemed a little unrealistic the way she was like, okay, I'm gonna fix this thing that happened to my friend. Now I'm gonna go home and this thing is gonna become fixed, and now this is gonna become fixed. Like just the last 2 chapters were that. And I just thought it was unrealistic. But I understand why it happened. It's just I didn't like the way that it was structured, I guess. I won't say that it wasn't predictable. It was definitely predictable. It was definitely a little cringy, but I think that it was supposed to be these things because in the end, I think it's just supposed to be like a fun, light, easy romance book. And that's the reason that I read it, and that's exactly what I got. So I think that I enjoyed it. I think that I'm even interested in reading. I think there's a sequel called Nothing Like the Movies. And yeah, I think I'd rate this book maybe 3.5 stars out of 5. It was cute, and I got exactly what I wanted to get out of it. And it's very feel good, and I recommend if you like YA romances. Yeah. So that would be the end of my book review. If you like this video, then like this video and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and happy reading. This book is only one of the 6 books that I have on my fall TBR this year. If you guys are interested in what other books are on there, go check that video out. I introduce these different books, and I talk a little bit about what they're about. So if you're interested in anything like that, then check that out. This book is about this girl. This is weird. I just said that really weirdly. Let me restart. Go check that video out. Check that video out. This way? Okay, one more time. You guys want to find... Okay. This book is only one of the 6 books that I have... Oh my God. One take wonder.